Good morning, guys. Welcome in. Welcome. Oh, echo. Echo. We are live. Welcome. You tried to close the pop-up. Yeah, guys, just if you guys are seeing something in front of you, just press the little X button, guys. Just press the little X button. Close it out. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, no Avgo for me today. Do not listen. We'll go over Avgo today. What I say about Avgo, you should take it and then flip it, right? And then do the opposite of what I said. Okay, so we'll go over Avgo today. Just understand that's the only stock that you probably want to take that flip reverse. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's on the docket for today. Beautiful day on SPY though. I came back on SPY. If you believed in the levels, you trusted your conviction, you trusted me, and what I was talking about yesterday at SPY, we nailed it, right? That's just the reality. Reality is yesterday I took two losses, took two chunky losses on Avgo, two chunky losses, and then came right back on SPY and made it all back, plus a little bit, not much, but a little bit. Our levels were spot on today on SPY. And our execution was spot on SPY. Can't say the same about Avgo, right? But if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Today we move on, and that's it. And that's it. That's the best part about trading is the faster so a judge of a good trader for me is not by looking at the good trades. It's by looking at the bad trades and seeing how quickly that trader is able to shift over and say, you know what, I was wrong about this. Let's go on to a different ticker and let's trade it, right? And the traders that can do that as fast as possible, the faster you get at being able to do that, then the better the trader that is, right? Now, granted, there is a fine line between revenge trading, over trading. So you have to understand that at some point, you're just wrong, right? And you have to just give it to the next session. But yesterday, we were not wrong. We had the right read. It was just the wrong ticker. Sometimes you get in the fight with you go into a boxing fight and the guy shows up with a knife, right? That's what it is. That's how trading is. Sometimes you got to pick the right name to trade, the right ticker to trade. If you go to a boxing fight, you expect to have gloves on, right? Or no gloves, but not a knife. And that is so important. That's why these pre-markets, we spend a lot of time on picking the right names to trade. In today's session, we're going to talk a lot about what I expect today, what my watch is today. And I'm still noticing that we have a slight lag on my OBS. I don't know why. I'm not too sure. If anybody knows the technical side of OBS and live streaming, I would love to connect with you after this pre-market, maybe after trading today, and we'll discuss, because I don't know why I'm lagging. I see my frames are dropping a little bit sometimes. Not too sure. Anyway, guys, we are going to discuss some big things happening today in the market. And transparently, it's nothing that big, right? We just have reclaimed some big levels here on the SPY chart. And we're going to talk about where our bull bear pivot is, right? So this is what it is. So we have some big levels today on SPY, 679.5. This is actually where I shorted yesterday, right? This is where I made it all back. I made it all back yesterday on this SPY short right there. That was the beautiful trade of the day for me. That was the comeback trade that brought me back to life. And we'll talk about where we are today. Why is that important? It's such an important level. It is an incredibly important level. And we were also, if you guys also came to the pre-markets, you were prepared for one thing. You were prepared not only for downside yesterday if we did break lows, right? But you also were prepared for the test of 675. And again, I'm going to say this right now because I love this stuff. If I shorted into 675 yesterday, I would be very upset with myself. I would be very upset. That to me would be worse than taking a loss on Avgo, would be shorting into 675 yesterday. If you shorted 675 yesterday and you knew this was a big demand zone, that's on you, right? That was a Muppet move. And I'm happy to say I did not do that, right? But if you guys are out there, I know there's how many, we have almost 900 people here already this morning. I know there's got to be four of you guys bought puts at 675. That's not good, right? 675 is your big demand yesterday maintained. And I'm calling you out. I'm calling all four of you out. I'm calling Tom, Dick, Harry, and Bob, right? You guys all did this. I know you did it. Don't do it again. Okay, 675 held the support. We ripped up higher off of it, and this morning we are back above 679.5. So let's talk about this today. We're going to discuss this being a big technical level. We are going to go over obviously the SPY chart. We're going to go over our QQQ chart. Obviously, really big inflection point this morning here on Qs is the PDH. The PDH on Qs, the most important level on the QQQ, previous day high. Okay, we'll discuss that as well, right? We're going to go over the Nvidia chart. Nvidia is weak, but can it break channel? 175 or 178. That's your big channel we have here now. We'll talk about Nvidia today being a big watch, right? We're going to go over AMD, the AMDer. AMD 210, big technical level. What does AMD do 210? Nothing crazy here in AMD. Apple, will go over the Appler. Apple is in a channel as well. A lot of names holding in channel. So we'll talk about what Apple can do today as well on this morning. Okay, we'll go over Netflix. Netflix moving higher after some news yesterday. We'll go over a little bit of Tesla. Tesla has been the name that's been just rallying higher. We'll talk about where the retests are on Tesla today. Very bullish chart here, guys. But where's the retest? That's the question. Doesn't matter how bullish the chart is. Your question should always be, where is the retest? Pull back long, okay? So we're going to discuss this today's session, okay? What I want to do, they're trying to stop me. They're trying to stop me from getting this information out. I'm going to change my bit rate. I'm going to do something crazy right now. I'm going to change my bit rate a little bit to, can I do this midstream? Can I change a bit rate midstream? 8,000. I just changed my bit rate. Can I do that? Can you guys let me know? I can do that, right? It feels better. I think it feels better. I'm like moving my hand so I can see the video and seeing how it moves. But I just changed my bit rate literally midstream. Yeah, I did. I think it's working better. I think that may actually solve some things, guys. Yeah, we are advancing. All right, let's advance. Let's go over our econ data. Econ data for today's session. Right. Today is Wednesday. Look, yesterday I gotta say this, right? I'll just be honest with you. Monday session and Tuesday session were abundantly easy days on the ETFs, right? They were abundantly easy. The levels reacted. You guys saw the 679s reacted, the 675s reacted. We haven't had a tough day in a while, right? I am traders for whatever reason. We always are more not always speculative, right? But anytime we have many days of good price action on the indices, you begin to wonder when's the bad day coming? When's the bad day looming? You don't want to be a machine gun trader on the day the bad day comes. Is it today? Today is a day where we have some big technical data, and tomorrow even bigger technical data. And is that a reason why the market remains a little choppy today? I want to be open to the fact that today may be choppy. I know I always say that. I know I'm always kind of instilling careful trading with you guys. But today I mean that. Retail sells at 8:30. We have some 10 o'clock data as well, 10:30 data as well, and then also a 12:30 Bostic speaking, which is a Fed speaker. And then tomorrow, which is the biggest thing, I think tomorrow is the biggest thing, is going to be your CPI data, your Consumer Price Index data at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So is there a reason today for tomorrow to be, is there a reason today for the market to be a bit choppy because of the big technical data tomorrow? I would say probably yes, right? Now, granted, is that speculation? Absolutely. Maybe today's a beautiful price action day, but I want you guys to just be conservative today, right? Be smart. That's what I'm going to do. Yesterday, I took 6 trades yesterday. 6 trades. 6, right? For me, I'm slowing down. I'm going slow motion. I'm relaxing. I'm taking it easy. I'm going to drink my tea this morning. If you guys are in the same boat as me yesterday, be smart about this. And I know that many of you guys are already smart. I'm just kind of probably preaching to the choir here, but I'm just trying to make you guys understand, okay? Wednesday session today, we have after hours Micron MU. That's the biggest one that's happening here in the after hour session, okay? Right, let's move on, guys. We're late. We are late to the show here, so let's move on. Let's go over SPY chart. So SPY yesterday was, I mean, how many of you guys were able to catch something? I want to just put a yes in the chat if you were able to catch the short off of 679, or you're able to catch the long off of 675. Put a yes in the chat if you did. For me, that's like something I'm kind of curious to see if you guys were able to catch these, because we spent so much time yesterday in these charts. These were the good trades of the day, right? This was what redeemed myself yesterday, and then hopefully kept you guys in the green. Caught the short in the 679. Wow, nice job, Rick the Ruler. Lots of people caught this. And today's session, that's good. This is really, really good. You caught the shorts. Missed. So I also missed the 675 bounce too. I didn't take this trade. I took this short. I took this short here, right there. I took a short, and I took a short right here. So I caught two shorts on this trade, but I didn't get the 675 bounce. This was probably the second best trade of the day, or even the best trade of the day, honestly. Right. So nice break even because of Apple and SPY. That's Matthew Wilson. That is very respectable. That is very respectable. That is very nice. So let's dive into the chart today. Yesterday was all about 679, right? If 679 broke, we expect a downside back into 675. And here is what's happening now, right? The market has tapped a big technical demand below. The market has tapped a major liquidity down below. We had a big pocket, right? A big area where buyers were sitting. And we tapped it, right? You see, sometimes we need to do this is just remove your levels and talk about the big elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room today is 675, right? Let's not steer away from this. We knew that at some point this was happening, and we saw some downside in the market. Yeah, some downside, right? And shorts are working nicely, and downside was working nicely. But then we tapped at 675, and we knew that this would kind of happen. Was that if the market did sell off into 675, we would see a lot of bears get their heads stomped in, right? And the reason why was because the bears get too overconfident, just like bulls getting too overconfident the same way. And then we pull into a demand zone and we get bid right back up. And this level was a level that we knew was going to be an important inflection point in the market. And if you look at this chart now, if you just focus on this price action right here, if you just look at this price action from here to here, right, and just focus just on this price action. And what I'll do is I'll make it an opacity a lot less, and I'll make it like a white opacity. What is this trade here? I mean, this to me is a resistance, breakout, pullback long, retest, upside move. So from a larger time frame, if I was trading this on the 5-minute chart, this would be a bull for me, right? This would be a bull trade here. I'd be long on this chart, and I'd be my head's big as out. You're right, my head is huge right now. Hold on, let's fix that. There we go. Now we're much more appropriate size. So obviously, right, this is your bullish break and retest here on the larger time frames. It's a bullish break and retest here on the 1-hour chart, right? It's a bullish break and retest on the 1-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we have double top highs here, but on the 1-hour chart, we have a bullish break and retest. And the question becomes this: is where to next, right? Well, if you zoom out, and I want my levels back. Hey. All my levels back. There you are. Okay. So if you zoom out here on the chart and you go into the 5-minute chart now, you saw us tap our demand below, right? We tapped demand below here, bam, right? And this was your long yesterday, and it changed the whole dynamic of the market from a bear market to a bull market. Okay. And then the market pushed higher, and it wasn't really of substance until it reclaimed the 679. And then now we're fully reclaimed 679, and now we're above 679, and we're maintaining this as technical support. So for me this morning, we tapped demand below and reclaimed a level. That to me is bullish. Now here's what makes us bullish is the fact that we are back above 679. If we can maintain above 679, we should see upside in the market, right? And if you look at this from like a pattern trader perspective, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? This is your head and shoulders forming, your inverse head and shoulders forming here at a demand low. This is bullish here. Now, what makes us bullish here is if we're above 679. If we're above this level, upside in the market, right? If you see us fail this level, downside the market, downside move, just like we saw on our Tuesday session. So my bias this morning is, sure, I know there's demand below here at 675. I know it is there, right? But if we do see us break below 679, I would expect downside pressure back into these lows. That's trade number one. Trade number two, which is more probable. This is as of right now, this is more probable, is the fact that we just do this. This is more probable, right? And the reason why is because you have your inverse head and shoulders, you have a hold of demand here, plus a reclaim of a technical level, and we're looking for a higher move right now. That's the most probable scenario. If we flip under 679, we fail back lower and go into the less probable scenario, but it's still a trade, is the breakdown trade here into 675. So I am watching for us to hold 679. If we do, I'm looking for bullish plays here. Back into 683, back into 685, back into 690, right? That's my really probably into this high over here, 685. That would be my target here on longs. So the point I'm trying to say is that we've tapped demand yesterday. Any idea that you had that was short bias yesterday, you need to take it. You need to open the window and throw it out, because as long as we're above 679, we're not bearish anymore. We're bullish bias now. So that's very important. And again, we are bullish because we are above 679. If you fail 679, we're going back into 675. So that's your bearish trade here. But as long as we're above this level, we are holding bullish formation. Okay. On the ES chart, we're spending way too much time here. On the ES chart here, it's all about 68, 63. Above bull, below bear. Where are we? Above, therefore bull, right? So you can see here we have a low, we have a low, we have the area we shorted the ES yesterday. We shorted the ES yesterday for the ES traders. This was your incredible trade yesterday, right? I mean, just a beautiful redemption trade here at the 68, 63s. Break, retest, downside move, tapped into. I haven't adjusted this chart, right? This chart has not been adjusted yet. You guys know I did not touch this chart here. Go back to yesterday's live stream. 68.17 is the level I had yesterday in live stream. I'm not lying, right? I can't lie, because if you go back to the pre-market yesterday, you're going to see the exact level in ES chart. Let me pull back into it. Again, if you shorted this yesterday at 68.17, I don't feel bad for you. I really don't. In fact, I think that it's a lesson to learn here, right? You do not short. For Tom, Dick, and Harry who shorted this, you know this was not the short, right? This was not the short. This was your short. This was your long. And now where are we? We're back above everything here. We're back above the 68, the 63s. And let me ask you, is this candle here telling us to short the market? No, it's not, right? This candle is saying long the market, right? This candle is a long the market pre-market here. So right now we are above 68.63. If we are above this level, we're bullish. If we're below this level, we're bearish. So again, right now we're bullish, and if the market maintains this level, we're going to look for a push higher. So where are we going to? We're going to 6,900 ES. That's where we're going to. If we can hold 68.63, we're going to 6,900 ES. If you fail below 68.63, then we're back bearish again, and we're looking for a move into 68.17. So again, our bias is drawn from levels, but it's a very clear inflection point today here on the indices. Admins barely traded SPY yesterday. I signaled SPY 3 times yesterday, or actually, sorry, 2 times yesterday. I signaled SPY puts here on this candle and here on this candle. There were 2 trades that both went at least 20%. The last one being close to 40% plus. So no, we did trade SPY yesterday. Okay, moving on. Let's go over our next ticker, QQQ. On the Qs chart. The QQQ chart is moving in tandem with SPY, which is good, because sometimes you have discrepancies between SPY and Qs, and here there is no discrepancy. They're actually moving perfectly together. You have a tap of demand down below at 60650, which, if you guys remember, this is the same level I had here in Qs yesterday, 60650. This is a really nice trade. MJ, you took this trade 3 times yesterday. Yes, this was actually a really nice trade. I'm not a QQQ trader. Mike is more of a QQQ trader, so he probably will be slapping this one around today. But here you saw a maintenance of demand down below, and then we saw us holding 612 yesterday, which was your technical long, or today, which is your technical long spot. And now, as long as we're above this level here at 61150, we're bullish. So our sentiment is drawn today on the indices, on QQQ, if we're above 612 to 61150, right? And the reason why is just because simply, like, that's not overcomplicated here, right? It's a high, it's the area of the market, it's the low from Friday session, right? It's the Friday low, it's the whole spot for Monday. It's essentially the highs from Tuesday. It's not perfectly the highs from Tuesday. I know it's not, right? The high from Tuesday is technically 61350, but it is the demand from yesterday. It's the resistance that was yesterday now turned into demand. So if we are above this area, we're pointing bullish. So that's my mindset here on Qs. Is above 612 here in Qs, we're bullish, okay? And it's mostly because of that Friday low, right? Friday low being the big technical level of demand this morning. So that's what I have here in Qs, SPY, ES, very clear stocks this morning, very clear indices. And I think we're setting up for a good day here, right? Let's move on. I'm surprised people have said we didn't trade SPY yesterday. I mean, SPY was the trade of the day. I mean, for me, it was the trade of the day. That was like our trades on SPY yesterday, for me, was the only good trade I had, right? These 2 trades on SPY. And especially the 675, I didn't trade this, I didn't signal this, but this was really nice. I didn't even take it myself, but that was good, okay? Let's go on, guys. Let's move on to our Nvidia chart. Nvidia, So Nvidia is in range, and Nvidia I think is setting up for a trade. Uh, this is what I'm watching, right? Nvidia is setting up for a trade either above or below this channel. If Nvidia clears highs here at 178, I'm looking for a move into 180 plus. That's just what it is. If it breaks under 175, I'm looking for a move into 172 or sub 172. It's a very clear chart here, guys. We have a range in between this range here. You can see there's a range here, there's a range here, there's a range here, there's a range here, there's a range here. If I can clear back above 178, I'm looking for an upside move into 180. I don't know if it's going to clear 180. So for Tom and Harry, right, and you long the 178 break, and you think, oh my God, this is going to rally higher, and you don't sell it into 180, and it does this, and you come into pre-market tomorrow morning, you say, Brett, you were wrong about this. No, I was not wrong, right? At 178 breaks, we should, in theory, move into 180, but you want to be a profit taker there because transparently, I don't know if it's going to break or not. If 180 breaks, it's another long side trade, and then move higher into 185. So again, Nvidia 178 break, looking for longs there. If it does happen, we're going to look for continuation trades. Likewise, if Nvidia does break under 175, it's the same play here, just inverse it, right? Under 175, I'm looking for shorts under yesterday's lows. And if you break this level, the break, the retest, the downside move. So I'm watching for shorts under yesterday's lows, under PDL. And why would I do that? Because technically this is a bear chart right now. Nvidia is a bear chart right now. It is bearish against the market, right? Even market's gapping up, and Nvidia is still underneath its yesterday's highs. This chart's not really doing that well, right? So for me, I am looking for it to break under 175 for shorts. If it clears 178, upside, but as of right now, I'm mostly focused on this trade, right? That's my top watch today on Nvidia. Moving on, AMD. AMD is a sad stock recently, and to be honest with you, I will tell you this because this is important for someone to do. Is I'm not a clown. I am not a lion in a cage that just makes up acts and pretends stuff is there when it's there. I don't see a trade here in AMD today. AMD is a bit unclear to me, and I have a hard time reading this name. AMD 210 is my bull bear pivot, and we just seem to be playing around 210. So as much as I want to give you guys like ultra conviction bias and levels here, I just don't know. I think we need more data in AMD to decide what it's going to do. So AMD, I'm just going to leave it alone, especially even with my analysis, right? I think not even providing analysis here is the best thing to do because there's just nothing to happen here. You can see we just are chopping up and up higher, and then falling back lower and chopping up higher, right? And we're just all trading around 210. So it's really hard to get clear levels here, and so we'll skip it. Okay. Moving on to SMH though. SMH is very clear. This is very important. Remember I said yesterday the one most important level in the SMH is what 349, 350. This was your big chart yesterday on semis. And semis maintained. And this is the reason why I was long Avgo, right? Everything I do has a reason behind it. Unfortunately, Avgo was a little bit tougher name to trade, but the SMH yesterday was not. I mean, this was the level we spoke about yesterday was 349. This was your larger time frame break and retest, and the market held it. The market maintained it, right? 349 to 350, big technical demand. It broke out, it retested, it pulled back right to it, and it's finding support there today. As of right now, we are above 350. We are above 350, and if we're above 350, we're bullish here on SMH, and that's just simply what it is. So if SMH is above 350, we're looking for longs on most chip names. Now, granted, it doesn't mean you can't short a chip name. It just means that the overall grain of those chips are bullish, and so that's why you see it. I mean, I would say like Avgo, right? Like Avgo is, I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's almost discrepant, right? Because if you look at the SMH, you really can see this is a bullish break and retest here. But you look at Nvidia and it's like Nvidia is not strong, right? Nvidia is not strong. It's channeling lower here. It's putting structure lower, structure lower, structure lower. I'm curious to see what chips do. I'm not stuck into one bias here. I'm saying semis are bullish, but then you look at the overall semiconductor is. The sector is bullish, but you look at the individual names and it's almost the opposite, right? So let's see what happens here. Does Nvidia reclaim 178? If it does, it's a long. Does AMD reclaim that 210 level? Then if so, it's a long, right? So again, the semiconductor sector is pointing bullish right now, but the chips are not quite doing it yet. So we'll see if there's a trade here today. I am watching top watch Nvidia today. That for me is going to be an interesting watch for me today. Okay. So again, semi's bullish because of this larger time frame break and retest. Okay. Moving on, Netflix. Netflix got some news yesterday. Netflix is pricing in now the deal, right? The reason why the Warner Brothers deal, because they the Paramount acquisition is less favorable on odds now. And so Netflix moved a little bit higher yesterday, but it's nothing really crazy yet. Guys, Netflix has to build above this level here. If Netflix can build above 97.5, then this continues higher. And that's just what it is, right? We produce a little bit of a channel here, but this is nothing. Netflix has to build above 97.5. I'm not going to go over short-term trades here, guys, in Netflix. This is a longer-term idea for me, so I'll leave it alone. But 97.50, if that reclaims, then there is upside potential here on this chart. Tesla. Yes, Tesla is an insane chart, guys. I mean, this was a really nice chart yesterday. And again, Tesla's been one that I've been sleeping on recently. If you want to make fun of me for something, it's probably Tesla that I didn't trade it because Tesla's really nice. Tesla held the 467 low perfectly yesterday at market open and just rallied up higher off this level. And this morning we were looking really bullish again here on Tesla. Tesla is incredibly bullish. And despite all the negative headwinds coming in on EV and all the negative headwinds coming in on Musk, the chart is so resilient, right? Is so incredibly resilient. And where does it go to? I mean, at this point, if we are above 467, I would say probably 500, right? That's very speculative at this point. But even if I think that, right? Even if I think this chart goes to 500, you have to always think of this. Where's the pullback long now? If I think this is still bullish and has room to 500, where does it go to, right? Where do I get my entry here? Well, if I'm looking for an entry here on Tesla's chart, think logically, right? Can I be buying here? The answer for me is probably no. I want to buy somewhere back down at lows here at 467. If I can get an entry there, I'll look for a nice move, right? So if I see this chart pull back today, you could look for that entry today around 467 for an upside move. And this again would be a nice trade today session. Again, I think there is a magnet at 500 at this point. I'd be surprised if it didn't go to 500. But if you are looking for entries, you need to wait for a pullback long, right? And 467 would be your pullback long spot. 467 is the highs over here. It is the highs over here. And if you zoom into this, right? Zoom into this big rejection spot over here, right? Just take a second, take a gander, right? And I want to look at this. So look at the 5-minute chart here on this, and you're going to see that. Notice that these highs over here, this high over here, is all after hours price action. And so if you look at the real high, the real levels here, this is the real level. It's 467. It's not this high over here at 479. It's not, right? Because this was traded on what? Probably 1/10 the normal volume, right? Very, very small volume here. So for me, when I'm charting Tesla and saying where's the pullback long spot, I'm not really saying 479 or 480. I'm saying 467 because again, that's the real level that we have on Tesla right now. So if you pull back to the chart where it is now, and you wonder why the hell is this guy saying let's watch the 467 level when clearly there's a wick high over here, it's because this is an after hour wick high, right? It's not really real data. And so for me, I sometimes you guys see me say stuff and I'm avoiding something, but I'm not. It's just this level here is not so important to me, right? This is the level, this is the level, this is the level. And if we can pull back today right here, that's your level, okay? That's the top watch today here on Tesla's chart. And again, 500, you have a magnet there. I think there's a strong magnet there because there's a lot of gamma exposure at 500, okay? Let's move on, guys. Let's go over a few other tickers today. Let's move on. Palantir. Yes, we haven't gone over smaller cap names, guys. I think it's important we do this. So Palantir. Palantir is a watch from Mike. I think Mike's watching Palantir this morning. I think Mike's watching Palantir. So, I mean, maybe he's watching this little head and shoulders here at 188, 190. I mean, this is your bull bear pivot again. You've seen the chart reject here multiple times, once and twice, and 4,000 times and 5,000 times, right? So you know that this is an area where the chart probably does reject, but we'll see what happens here in Palantir. Palantir is at a big supply zone. Does it clear it? If so, back at all-time highs, or does it fail it? If so, back at 170. So right now, if you were long Palantir, you probably are taking profit because again, this is the Palantir profit-taking spot. This is where the market has reversed many times in a row. So if you are longing Palantir, you probably are selling Palantir here and looking for re-entries only back above 192. Again, if you're long-term bullish here in Palantir, if you are a long-term bull in Palantir, do not take what I'm saying as let's full sell this, right? Don't say that, right? If you're bullish on Palantir long-term, by all means, maintain your sentiment, maintain your exposure, right? At least hold some shares, right? At least hold some shares. If you are able to stomach pullbacks to 170 to 159 to 160, right, then hold it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I still have a few Palantir shares. I will never sell my Palantir shares. I still have some, right? So when I'm talking about Palantir being back in supply, I'm talking about this mostly to the swing traders. I'm talking about this mostly to the people who are position trading this back into levels of resistance. It's very important, okay? Understand that we're not saying full sell Palantir and walk away. We're saying, maybe get some exposure off if you have short-term data expression contracts, okay? The Appler. Apple, very clear, very clear levels here on Apple. And the level that I have is 276, okay? This is my bull bear pivot. If we fail 276 today, this is a bear side trade. 276 is your big technical level of resistance. If we are below 276, we're bearish. If we reclaim 276, we're back bullish. So my watch today is going to be simply, can I trade Apple off the 276s? Can I see it fail here? If I see it fail, I'll look for shorts. If I see us reclaim, I will look for a long side trade. As of right now, what is Apple doing? Apple right now is sitting right under 276. So for me, I don't know what I'm going to do here yet. I want to wait for more data, and then I'll trade it as it presents. But Apple right now is right there at the level. So let's see what happens here. Okay. My main watch today, guys, really is Nvidia. Right, that's my main watch today is really Nvidia. Apple, I'll probably have on the secondary watch. Okay, let's move on. Let's go over IWM. I said I would do IWM in the rotation sometimes. IWM. I mean it. I mean, this is crazy, right? But you had your double top highs here, and we said your long spot in IWM is 252. And what did it do? It slammed right to 252 and then pulled back to the secondary long spot 248. So it's pretty crazy here. It's a pretty crazy chart here on IWM. And this is why I'm still getting used to how this chart moves. But it technically did fail below 252. And at this point, if you want longs in this chart now to work, you want to see us reclaim above 252. If it can reclaim, this is where the upside comes in, right? You need to see us reclaim above 252 for longs. If we do, upside trade back in highs. Last ticker, guys, Amazon. Amazon, guys. Last ticker of the session, Amazon. 227 reclaim. If that happens, upside. That's the only thing I have here in Amazon, guys. Just like AMD, right? Remember I said just like AMD? AMD is a name that we don't have a very good read on. Amazon is the same thing. Amazon is lacking read for me, right? Amazon is in a different language right now. If we can reclaim 227, then I'm back to understanding this chart the way it should be. But as of right now, it's not really doing much. So either it breaks lows here, 220, or it reclaims 227, in which case I'll trade it in the respective direction it's trading in, right? So if looking for longs of 227 or shorts sub 220. But as of right now, it's got to reclaim 227. If it can reclaim 227, I'm looking for longs back into 232. Guys, that's it for me today. I will see you all for live trading. Have a happy and safe trading session today. Trade smart, do the right thing. We had a great recovery day yesterday if you guys were with us. So today I'm taking it easy, and I hope you guys understand why I'm doing that, right? I don't want to be taking 6 trades today. I'm taking 1 trade today and I'm done. That's my mindset today. Guys, I'll see you all on live. And no Avgo. Yes. Yeah, no Avgo. No Avgo. Bye, guys.